Hello everyone, my name is Paras and today I'll be giving a brief introduction video of one of our product approval system. Approval system, like all our other products, is Microsoft 365 certified and awarded product. We have been awarded for following the best data handling, security, compliance, privacy, identity practices. This ensures that the customer data is protected. We have used the leading industry standard framework and also demonstrated the latest security and compliance practices. Now let's start with understanding the key features of approval system. The first and foremost important part is the data. Like all our other apps, approval system data, documents, signature, everything is stored securely on Microsoft 365 tenant of the client. This ensures that data privacy and security is managed. Approval system has also support for creating the custom form sections without any technical knowledge. So our application is by default no form code design. So it allows any non-technical user to create old forms that are present in Word, Excel, and easily digitalize them into Microsoft 365 Cloud. We have support for workflow history, which will give us the historical view of all the requests, all the ongoing requests. There is also support for timeline, which give us the view of tentative timeline and all the actions being taken at different perspective of the time for any request. There is support for dynamic approvers, so auto assign of approver as well as department based approver, amount based approver can be configured in the system. Email approval will give us an ability to organization to create digital approvers. We can create an email address, say digital approvers at organization or company.com, and any incoming email will be automatically captured in the system along with any documents. Approval system also supports threshold as well as user amount based limits. There is support for digital signature. We have Kanban board for all the users, a separate Kanban board for the admin user to track the global activities, as well as the logged in user will be able to see only their requests and pending approvals. The dashboard is also specific to admin as well as normal users, where they can see the analytical view of different requests, timeline, different status. Like all our other apps, Microsoft Approval System is also responsive and it supports geological languages throughout the world. It is supporting all the Microsoft 365 set of tools such as SharePoint, Teams, Teams Mobile, Android, iOS, tablets, modern browsers, Power Automate, Power BI, Flow, OneDrive, and Outlook. The landing page of the approval system. I have logged in with an admin user. Admin user as an user has its own dashboard where he can see his own request and also any pending request for approval. He can also view global dashboard. Let's see the My Dashboard from a user perspective. So here the user can see total requests raised by the user. He can see the submitted status, resubmitted status, approved status, rejected status, closed status. Closed status are one that are approved by all the approvers. Approved status are status which are approved by some of the approver. Resubmitted will appear whenever any request is rejected and it is again resubmitted by the requester. If I click on any of the requests, I'll be able to see total request under that specific status. I can also drill down in detail to see the details of the request by clicking this request ID. If I scroll down, here we have given all the chart analytical view of requests based on request type, department, category, priority. We have also given the charting options such as donut chart, pie chart, line chart, bar chart. This is view whenever a user logs in. These are the requests which are specifically waiting for approval of the logged in user. So logged in user can directly approve reject from here. They can also see the request form dashboard directly. They can put the comments as well as they can also see the list view of the options as well as the grid view option. If I scroll down, this part will show us the latest request being made. Any update being made to any specific request will be also shown here. For example, any comments, any new request, any status change will show up here. We will be also able to see different request type based on different approvers. This is request based on different days. So if any requests are closed after 5 days, it will appear here. If any requests are closed within 2 days, it will show up here. This is the average time to submit from a request start to closed. Here also we have given all the analytical view with different chart options. This is the approve reject ratio of all my requests. This is my view as a normal user. I can also apply filter here to show data of the current month, current quarter, or any other duration. Now, as I am the admin user, I also have ability to see the global dashboard. Global dashboards will show admin all the requests throughout the organization with different status and the analytical view. So admin will be able to see requests globally. Request tab. Here, the first tab is my request. These are requests created by me and it is having different status. For example, some of the requests are still in submitted phase. Some of them are partially approved. Some of them are rejected. Some of them are approved by all approver and closed. Here also we have given the option to select duration and see the duration wise request. If I open any of the requests, I will be able to see whatever activities is going on. For example, this request has all the details on the top section as well as it has been approved by one of the approver. Here I can also see the comment history as well as any attachment that I have attached for the request. So the attachment, all the attachment for the communication for request will come here and I can open it. If I click on view detailed history, I'll be able to see the detailed activities being carried out. This is field which will show the next approval in line for this system, for this request. If I click on view detail, I'll be able to see the actual form filled up by the requester. Now if I click on new, I'll be able to see this form. I can select different types of form which are pre-configured by the admin. So if you see, this all are the different forms that can be configured by the admin user. For example, if I select purchase order approval, this is the form that is rendering. By default, first approval, second approval, third approval are automatically set for this request. Also, if you closely observe, there are different sections activated in the background. This is the beauty of our application. All these forms as well as any new forms can be easily configured by the admin user. So there are unlimited configuration and we can also set that based on the form type, purchase order approval example, the first approval, second approval, third approval or up to 5 approval can be automatically configured in the system. This will also show up here on the right hand side. Now if I change from purchase order approval to vendor onboarding, the below sections will change. I will explain how to configure these forms whenever I come to the admin portion of the configuration. And here also, based on change in the request type, the first approval, second approval, third approval for vendor onboarding can be inputted by the requester. There is also option to attach any documents. If I go to my assigned request, my assigned requests are requests where I am the actual approver. So I can click on the request and I can see the complete history. If I want to see the form field, I can click on view detail to see whatever form details are being filled up. So here I am the second approver and I can approve my request from the screen directly. I can put a comment and I can check this mark if I want to draw my signature. I can mark this as an approve or reject. I can also leave a comment for the user. While leaving the comment, we have also support for different types of frequent response that can be configured by the user. I can also attach a supporting document for any understanding. Any document that was attached will directly show up in the screen in the history part. If I click on view detail history, again this will show up the complete conversational view along with whatever actions that were taken place in the screen. with a timeline and a log history. As I am the admin user, I can see all requests about the organization. This option will be only available to the admin user. Email request. We can configure an email account for any digital approval, and any incoming email will be automatically captured in the system. Board. The logged in user will be able to see the Kanban board which I am seeing. This has all the different sections and it has all parts like my request, my assigned request where I am the actual approver. I can directly put comments. I can see the history from here. I can take the approve reject action directly from the Kanban board. Here I can clicking here will show direct history. I can left a comment directly by clicking on from the Kanban board. Administration tab. In the administration tab, the first tab is approval request type. This tab will allow any admin user to configure the request type, that is the forms for different approvals. So here we have around 18 different forms that we have configured. In the form, we can also configure the first approval, second approval, third approval, as well as we can also configure how the form will look like. So form is basically a collection of different sections, and in sections we have different fields. Let's see the preview of this form. For example, for purchase order approval, we can click on preview and it will show up the different sections that will be available to the requester. So we have a purchase order details, item details, shipping information, billing information. This is the form that we have created. We will also create a sample form to see how the system works. On the right hand side, we will be able to see who would be the approver for this request. First approver, second approver, third approver. Similarly, if I open view sections, we will be able to see the sections present in the form. If I click on edit, here the name of the form is shown. The user or groups will be the target audience whom the form will be visible. Clicking on next will allow us to select any existing section. There is also option to add new section from the screen. On the right hand side, the section along with the form fields will be shown of specific sections. Clicking next will allow us to configure the flow. The approval flow can be a sequential as well as parallel. We can also configure approval based on the request form, that this is the specific request form for, and we can also configure based on different departments. Here we can configure the approvers, the number of approvers. If I select standard, then by default we have support for up to 5 approvers. If I select amount based, then we can also set the amount based approver. I will show that in a new form. This is an existing form. Last option is to create the preview, which will give us the preview of the complete form. If I open any other form, it will have its own different section. For example, vendor onboarding have these different sections. Let's start to add a new form. I'll click on new. So here we will add a new form named project proposal form and add some tooltip. No need to specify user group. We'll click next. Here we can use any existing section, or we can also create a new section. So we will add a new section called project overview. We'll add a new field under project overview called project title, and these are the options for selecting the field type, say single line, multi-line. So we'll select single line. We'll save it. On saving, we can also add any additional fields. So I'll click on yes. And we'll add another field. The second field that we will add is the project manager. Let's save it. Let's add one more field here. We'll add a new field called project budget and we'll give a number. Let's add the last field again that will contain the project detail. We'll call this multi-line. Now, if I select project overview, we will be able to see that these are the project title, project manager, budget, details. So this is section that we created. I can select this section, and in the below, there is already one existing section that includes the project timeline. So I'll also select this project detail section. So our new form will be having two sections, project overview and project details. Let's go to the next screen. Here we will be able to configure the project approval flow. So let's keep it sequential. Yes, I will keep this request type and approver configuration for this specific form only. So I'll select three approvers. Let's say the first approver is Purvi. The second one is Umesh. So we can select the users of Microsoft 365 team as well as Intra will automatically run. So I can configure the default approvers. I can also leave it blank. If I want to make it amount based such that, okay, for amount based, we can set any number of users. So the first user can approve up to 1000 USD. Then we can set a limit here, 1000 USD. Second approver can approve from 1000 to 2000 USD. Then we can set the second approver. If we want to have third approver who can approve from up to 5000, then there is three approver needed. So for requests up to 1000, only one approver is enough. If there are three approver, set 2000 up to request up to 2000, two approvers will be needed. And for requests up to 5000, three approvers. We have also third option, that is section base. In section base, we can select the sections that we selected and we can configure the approver flow accordingly. So for first approver project overview, I can specify a user. Similarly, for second approver, I can also specify the second approver for the second section, which is project details. So these are different type of configuration. Let's keep it standard for now. So we will keep two approvers. And we will go and see the preview. So this is how the form will look like. It will have the request details where user can see the details of the approver. They can attach any documents, they can put any description, the project overview field, and the project details field. Here on the right hand side, we will be able to see the approval flow with different approvers that will be in the request. So let's save it. Now we have successfully added a new form, project overview, project proposal form, and that project proposal form is combination of two sections. Let's click on preview, and here again we will be able to preview the form. Let's go to request and see and try to add a new request. So here if I click on project proposal form, this is the form the requester will see now. The project overview and project details section, and on right hand side whatever we configure as an approval will be shown. Approval sections are ready-made sections and we can reuse them in different forms. It is collection of different fields. The custom email will give us ability to any admin user to customize the template, the content of the template. We can turn on off the alerts whenever request is submitted, approval request, rejected request, and also the reminder request. So these are email alerts that can be modified. Admin can add new users to the portal. Admin can also add new departments, and while adding the department, that they can also set the different departmental approval. They can add new categories, subcategory. If I come to the reporting part, we have support to fetch and get the details of report based on different duration. So if I select this year, the data of this year will be shown. We can also apply filter on the top. So I can clear this filter and I'll be able to see all the requests of different user. So if I want to see in first approver or if I want to see requester of a specific user, I can just select that user, click apply, and I'll be able to get details of that requester. We can export this data to CSV as well as PDF. The admin user can also configure certain other parts such as language, theme, where they can change the icon as well as the name of the system. They can configure the different colors, the request settings, datetime formats, logged in with a normal user. Whenever a normal user logs in, they will be able to see the requests created by them with different status in the dashboard. And this portion will show them the requests where they are actually pending for their approval. The rest of the dashboard, as I explained in the admin, will remain same. If I go to the requests part, The logged in user will be able to see the requests made by them for any approval, and in my assigned request, they will be shown the requests where they are actually in the approval flow as one of the approvers. My board, I'll be able to see the Kanban board specific to my user log. I can apply the filter of duration if I want to see the request of this quarter, and I can easily act on seeing the approval history, comments, approve, reject, and this is my request, so I can see the progress. Are all other apps, Approval System is also directly supported in Microsoft Teams. It is directly supported from Teams mobile device, iPads, tablets, and all the modern browsers as well as Windows OS.